So, you know the look, right? You walk into a renovated warehouse turned office or maybe a trendy coffee shop
Oh
and
yeah, the massive ceilings, exposed pipes. It's very industrial.
exactly. Very cool. Architects absolutely love that wide open space.
But audio engineers usually hate it. I mean, a room like that is basically just a giant echo chamber.
Right. Yet sometimes you walk in and the music actually sounds clear. So
Yeah.
today, in this deep dive, we are looking at the hardware that bridges that gap.
Specifically, we're looking at the Kramer PN-8P-B.
Yeah, we have the product listings and specs from HDTV Supply today,
Yeah.
and our real mission here is to figure out how you make a cavernous room sound intimate without ruining the vibe.
Well, it really comes down to a conflict between design and physics.
Right.
The architect wants the ceiling 20 feet up, but the physicist will tell you that sound just turns to mush if it travels that far before hitting your ears.
Which brings us to the actual form factor. It's a pendant speaker. Instead of fighting the room, it just,
Hangs there.
yeah.
It kind of has to. By suspending the speaker like a light fixture, you physically lower the sound source.
Right into the sweet spot.
Exactly. You bypass all that empty dead space up near the ceiling and put the audio right down where the people actually are.
And looking at the installation details, they've made that hanging process pretty foolproof. It uses a suspension cable system.
A 4.5-meter galvanized steel wire. That's about 177 inches.
Plenty of length included. And it comes with this gripple fastener, which is a really clever bit of kit.
Oh, it's a huge time saver for installers.
Because you don't have to tie knots, right?
Right. Instead of trying to tie secure knots in thick steel wire, the gripple lets you slide the cable to the exact millimeter you need.
And then it just locks in place.
Yep. It ensures the speaker sits exactly where the acoustic model says it should be.
So once it's hanging there, the sound quality really comes down to what is inside the box.
The acoustic engineering.
Right. The spec sheet describes it as a two-way coaxial design. Now, looking at the diagram, it basically looks like a bullseye. What is going on there?
That's actually the best way to visualize it.
Yeah.
So in a traditional speaker, the tweeter, which handles high notes, and the woofer for the bass usually sit next to each other.
Okay.
But here, the 1-inch liquid-cooled soft dome tweeter is mounted directly in the center of the 8-inch woofer.
Which is a polypropylene cone with a rubber surround, right? Why do they stack them like that?
For coherence. Because all the sound originates from a single point, you get this very even 108-degree conical dispersion.
So it covers a wide area evenly.
Exactly. You get a full frequency response from 87 hertz up to 18 kilohertz. It prevents those weird hot spots where the treble is super harsh in one seat but completely muffled in the next.
That makes total sense. I also noticed the tweeter is listed as liquid-cooled. Is that actually practical or just marketing fluff?
Oh, it's vital for commercial gear. Remember, a home speaker might run for just a few hours at a time.
But a coffee shop is open all day.
Right. These run 12, maybe 16 hours a day, nonstop. The liquid cooling manages the heat, so the component doesn't just burn out during a marathon shift.
Speaking of marathons, the power options here are surprisingly flexible. The impedance has a switch, so it handles your standard 8-ohm setup or a 70-volt and 100-volt system.
Yeah, think of the 8-ohm low impedance setting as your standard high-performance mode. That gives you 60 watts continuous and 90 watts peak.
Short cable runs.
Right, but the 70-volt high impedance setting is more like the long-distance runner.
That's for when you need to daisy chain like 20 of these across a massive department store floor, right?
Exactly. And the cool part is you can set selectable taps on each individual speaker, ranging from 7.5 watts up to 60 watts.
So you could have one set to 7.5 watts in a quiet corner?
And another at 60 watts near the noisy entrance, all running off the exact same wire.
Wow. And it seems capable of getting really loud if it needs to. It has a maximum sound pressure level of 110 decibels peak.
It packs a punch despite its size. But obviously, hanging heavy magnets over people's heads requires some serious oversight.
Which is where that UL 1480A certification matters.
Yes. It meets fire protective signaling safety standards, which is incredibly important for commercial buildings.
Because the sound system often doubles as the emergency alarm, right?
Exactly, so it has to be robust.
And it manages to do all that while looking sleek and modern. It comes in black or white, and they even use eco-friendly monomaterial packaging.
It's a nice touch.
Yeah.
It really acts as a peace treaty between the architect and the acoustic engineer.
Keeping the visual openness, but delivering the clarity of a much smaller room.
Beautifully said.
So here's a final thought for you to chew on. The next time you are in a venue with a massive cavernous ceiling and the playlist sounds surprisingly crisp, just look up.
You might think you're looking at a modern light fixture.
But check again, it might actually be a pendant speaker like the Kramer doing all the heavy lifting.